Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to continue with Introduction to Trigonometry exercise 8.2. So now we are going to revise the formulas that we are going to use it for this exercise. So now here we have the values of trigonometric ratios of standard angles. So we are told sine 0 equals to cos 90. Both values where both of them will be equal to 0. Then cos 0 sin 90 will be 1. Sin 30 cos 60 1 by 2. Cos 30 sin 60 root 3 by 2. Then we have tan 30 as 1 by root 3. Tan 60 is root 3. Sin 45 and cos 45, both of them will be equal to 1 by root 2. And then we have tan 0, 0, tan 45 is 1, tan it is infinity. Okay. So if you remember in this way, it would be better. Okay. Sin, cos, cos, sin. Okay. Sin, cos, cos, sin. So you just see the pattern, how it goes. And in that way, you can remember the form. Okay. Now, let us take the first problem. We have evaluate the following. Sin 60 cos 30 plus sin 30 cos 60. Okay. So now we have the sin 60, so it's equal to, so that's right here, equal to, so what is sin 60? It is root 3 by 2. So I have root 3 by 2. Then cos 30. So for cos 30, there is no gap. That means it is multiplication. So I just write into. Then cos 30, it's also root 3 by 2. And then plus sin 30. So sin 30 is half. I write it as half here. And then again, there is no gap. There's no gap means it is multiplication. Okay. So I'm just write multiplication sign and cos 60. Again, cos 60 is 1 by 2. Now, the next step, I write it as, so now root 3 into root 3 is 3 and 2 into 2 is 4. Okay. So when you have multiplication of two fractions, you have to just multiply the numerator and the denominator separately. So root 3 into root 3 is 3 and 2 into 2 is 4. Okay. So I write it as 3 by 4 plus, and then 1 into 1 is 1, 2 into 2 is 4. So that means it will be 1 by 4. Now this will be equal to, now you have the common denominator, right? So it's equal to, so you'll be having it as 3 plus 1, that is 4 in the numerator. So it will be 3 plus 1 divided by 4. That means 4 by 4 is how much? So it is 4 by 4 will be nothing but it will be equal to 1. So this will be a final answer. Okay. I go for the second problem. So 2 tan square 45 degree plus cos square 30 degree minus sin square 60 degree. So here, let's write it. So equal to, what write equal sign? And then 2, I write. Now, what is tan 45? You know tan 45 is nothing but 1. And when I say tan square 45, it is 1 the whole square. So tan 2 into 1 the whole square plus. Then cos 30. So cos 30 is nothing but root 3 by 2. When I say cos square 30, you should write root 3 by 2 the whole square. So right here, root 3 by 2 the whole square minus. What is sin 60? So sin 60 again, it is root 3 by 2 the whole square. So we write that one. Okay. Now, no need to expand or anything. Just you can strike it off, root 3 by 2 and root 3 by 2 the whole square. Both of them gets cancelled. And now, so it will be equal to 1. So it will be equal to 2. So the final answer will be 2. Then I go for the third question. So we have this cos 45 degree by secant 30 degree plus cosecant 30 degree. So you should be very careful while you solve this problem. Okay. Now you have got a fraction. So now first what I do is I write equal sign here. And then now let's put the numerator denominator. So what is cos 45 in fact? So cos 45 is 1 by root 2. So I'm going to write 1 by root 2. And denominator here secant 30. What is secant 30? It is 2 by root 3. Then we have plus, and cosecant 30 is how much? 2 by 1. Okay. Then, so yeah, I repeat once again. So cos 45, write it as 1 by root 2. And secant 30, we can write as 2 by root 3 because cos 30 is root 3 by 2. So secant 30 will be 2 by root 3. Okay, now cosecant 30, when I ask you cosecant 30, you should think of the reciprocal of cosecant. So reciprocal of cosecant is sine. So sine 30 is 1 by 2. So cosecant 30 will be, it will be 2 by 1. So in that way, you have to write the values. Okay, then in the next step, what I do is put equal sign again. Okay, now here you're going to write 1 by root 2 in the numerator. So just copy that, just stopping here. Just showing you. But denominator, there will be some changes. I show you what it is. So now here we have root 3 as the denominator because root 3 into 1 is you get it as root 3. So I'm going to write root 3 here. And here in the numerator, you get when you do the cross multiplication, here you get 2 plus 2 root 3. Okay, so 2 into 1 is 2 and root 3 into 2 is 2 root 3. Okay. So I can write it here only. I'll just show it here. And it's equal to, then here, this can be written as, see, I can write like this 1 by 2, 1 by root 2. I'm going to put division symbol and then we can write like this. Okay, just to show you how we can do it in a better way. So it's equal to 1 by root 2, write it, and division sign upon, I'm going to change it to multiplication sign. When I change to multiplication sign, so you're going to write the reciprocal of this particular fraction, that is 2 plus 2 root 3 by root 3. So this becomes, it becomes root 3 by 2 plus 2 root 3. So you get like root 3 by 2 plus 2 root 3. Just we interchange the numerator and the denominator. See, root 3 came here and 2 plus 2 root 3 came down. Okay, that is denominator. Okay. In my next step, what I do is I just multiply root 3 into 1. So here, let me write in the next step. So this becomes root 3 and the denominator I can write as root 3 into 2 plus 2 root 3. Okay. Now this will be equal to, now here the numerator remains as it is, no changes. Okay. But denominator, I'm going to take out 2 as common factor. See, I'm just marking it here with green color. So that 2 is taken out as common factor. So 2 root 2 into 1 plus root 3. Now this is further, we can write it as, I just interchange root 3 and 1. So I can write as root 3 by 2 root 2 into root 3 plus 1. Okay. Now multiply both numerator and denominator by root 3 minus 1. Okay. So multiply both numerator and denominator by root 3 minus 1. We get, so here, why we should do that? Because we must make sure that, that the denominator, we should get a rational number in the denominator. That is why we have to multiply with root 3 minus 1. Okay. So now here, I'm going to do that. Let me show you. So here we have like this. Let me show you the step. So here, I'm going to write it as root 3 by 2 root 2 into root 3 plus 1. And then here we should write the opposite of that. So root 3 plus 1, here we get it as root 3 minus 1 and root 3 minus 1. Just you are going to multiply both numerator and denominator. Okay. Then in the next step, what you do is you're going to write like this. So it's equal to. So here we write it as root 3 to root 3 minus 1. And here I have 2 root 2. And root 3 plus 1 into root 3 minus 1, you can write it as root 3 the whole square minus 1 the whole square. That is 1. Because it is like a plus b into a minus b. So that is a square minus b square. So a square means root 3 the whole square. And 1 square is 1. Okay. It's equal to. Then I can write it as. So I can write it as root 3 into root 3 minus 1 and 2 root 2 into 2 root 2 into 2. It's equal to. Now we can do it in the next step. So let us write it in the next step. Or we can write it as. So now here still we have the irrational number, we have root 2. So what we do is I'm going to rationalize it. So I'm going to multiply both numerator and denominator by root 2. Okay. So when we do that, so root 3 into root 2 will become root 6. And here root 3 minus 1 will be remaining as it is. It will remain as it is. And then denominator 4 into root 2 becomes 2. Okay. So that means 4 into 2 you get, in fact. Okay. So let me write that. Let me write that step. So here in the numerator, you get it as. So root 6 into root 3 minus 1 and denominator you get 4 into 2, which in turn can be written as. So now what I do is I just multiply here. Okay. When you multiply root 6 into root 3 is how much? It will be root 18. So here we get root 18. And then root 6 into 1 is root 6. And denominator 4 into 2 is 8. I repeat, root 6 into root 3 is root 18. And root 6 into 1 is root 6 by 8. Okay. Or it's equal to. So this will be, or we can write, see here root 18 we can split it. I can show it as 9 into 2. Okay. So I can write it like this. Let me show you the next step. I write it as. See here, I write it as 9 into 2. 9 into 2. So we know that square root of 9 is 3 as such. So that means you get it as 3 root 2 minus 6 by 8. So it will be equal to. So let us write it. It's equal to 3 root 2 by 8. 3 root 2 minus root 6 whole over 8. This will be a final answer. Okay. Then I move on to the fourth problem. So sine 30 plus tan 45 minus cosecant 60 degree divided by secant 30 degree plus cos 60 degree plus cot 45 degree. Now here again, let us write the values for that. So here I just put equal sign here. Then we start writing the values for the numerator. Okay. So now numerator we have sine 30, correct? So sine 30 value is half. So I'm writing half here plus, and we have tan 45. Tan 45 is 1. And then what is, then we have minus cosecant 60. Cosecant is nothing but reciprocal of cosecant is sine. So sine 60 is root 3 by 2. So cosecant 60 will be 2 by root 3. So I put here minus sign. And then I write 2 by root 3. So we write 2 by root 3. Again, in the denominator, we have secant 30. So secant 30 means reciprocal of secant 30 is cos 30. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2. So this will be upon reciprocal. It will become 2 by root 3. So we're going to write 2 by root 3 again, plus what is cos 60? So sin 30 cos 60, it is half. So this I would write it as 1 by 2, then plus 1, or it's equal to. Now here we have to take the LCM in the numerator. Okay. So here we have 1 by 2 plus 1 minus 2 by root 3. So this is a separate fraction and denominator is a separate fraction. So for the numerator, okay, again you have to take the fraction. You need to take LCM. So you get it as 2 root 3 as LCM. So now here I'm going to write it. Let me write it here. So 2 root 3 will be our as a LCM. Okay. So for that, what I do is now I should make sure that I should get root 3 in the denominator. So I'm going to multiply half with root 3 in numerator and denominator. So here multiply it with root 3. And again here also multiply with root 3. Then for plus 1, now we have plus 1. For 1 also, 1 I can write it as what? 1 I can write as 1 by 1. Okay. Now here I need to get numerator and denominator with 2 root 3. Okay, so I multiply with 2 root 3 here, 2 root 3. So here again denominator also multiply with 2 root 3. So here on denominator also I'm going to multiply with 2 root 3. Then minus then here we have 2 root 3. So this one we are going to multiply both numerator and denominator with 2. Okay. So when you do that, you get 2 root 3 in the denominator. So see here, if you look at the denominator, you have 2 root 3. Here also we get 2 root 3, and here also we get 2 root 3. So that means here we are converting each of these fraction into equivalent fraction. That is what we are going to do. Okay. Similarly, the same principles we apply here also. So now 2 root 3. So for 2 root 3, what we do? We are going to multiply both numerator and denominator by 2. Okay. And then plus 1 by 2. So for 1 by 2, you're going to multiply with root 3 and root 3. Okay. And then we have 1 here. So 1 for 1, you're going to multiply both numerator and denominator by 2 root 3. So you get 1 into 2 root 3 by 1 into 2 3. So this will be equal to, now here you get it as, so 1 into root 3 is root 3 and 1 into 2 root 3 is 2 root 3 minus 2 into 2 is 4. So you get as root 3 plus 2 root 3 minus 4 divided by 2 root 3. Similarly, we get in the denominator as 4 plus root 3 and then 2 root 3 by 2 root 3. Because 1 into root 3 is 3, 1 into 2 root 3 is 2 root 3, 2 into 2 is 4. Okay, here also 2 into 2 is 4, 1 into root 3 is root 3, 1 into 2 root 3 is 2 root 3. Okay, and now we can cancel off this 2 root 3, 2 root 3, 2 root 3, 2 root 3 gets cancelled. Okay, I can show you the cancellation. So here I'm cancelling both 2 root 3 and 2 root 3. So this becomes, so you'll be left out with, So now here you can write it as 1 root 3, and here also you can write it as 1 root 3. So 1 root 3, 1 root 3 and 2 root 3 becomes 3 root 3. Okay, 3 root 3 minus 4 by 3 root 3 plus 4. So you get it as 3 root 3 minus 4 by 3 root 3 plus 4. In my next step, what I do is I'm going to multiply both numerator and denominator by 3 root 3 minus 4. So when we do that, we get it as, so here I write it equal sign. So you get like 3 root 3 minus 4 into 3 root 3 minus 4 by 3 root 3 plus 4 into 3 root 3 minus 4. And now this is nothing but, you can write it as, so here you can write it as a plus b whole square, or you can also use distributive property. So you can do it in both the ways. Okay, I'll show you by a plus b whole square, or I'll just show you the distributive property, how to do this one. Okay, now what we do is, so we can use this. We can use the formula a minus b to a minus b whole square. That is a minus b whole square. That is a square plus b square minus 2ab. So a square means here we get it as 3 root 3 the whole square. So we write it like this: 3 root 3 the whole square, a square, and then plus b square. B square means 4 square. So, and then minus 2ab. 2 into a is how much? It is 3 root 3. 3 root 3. And then we have the denominator the same way. So now here denominator, it will be a plus b into a minus b. It is like a square minus b square. So I write it as 3 root 3 the whole square minus b square is nothing but 4 square. So it's equal to, so now 3 3s are 9. So 3 to 3 square. So 3 the whole square is 9. 9 into 3 is 27. Okay. So you get it as 27 here. I tell you one technique also. Here you can do like this. Whenever you have like this, a number followed by root sign, you can do like this. 3 into 3, 9. 9 3 is a 27. So in the two also you get the same answer. Okay. So then we have plus 4 square. So 4 square is nothing but 60. And then we have 2ab. So here we write that 2 into root 3 into 4. So 2a into b. So here at 4. So 2 3 is 6, 6 4 are 24. So that is 10 minus 24, 24 root 3. Then denominator it will be 3 root 3 whole square, it will be 27 minus 16. It's equal to, so 27 plus 16 will be 43. So I get it as 43 minus 24 root 3. And denominator 27 minus 16, it will be 11. So this will be our final answer. Then we move on to the next question. Fifth one. So 5 cos square 60 degree plus 4 secant square 30 degree minus tan square 45 degree whole over sin square 30 degree plus cos square 30 degree. Now for this, let me take it equal to. Now here we write the fraction. So what we have the numerator, we have 5 into cos 60. Cos 60 is 1 by 2. So cos square 60 is 1 by 2 the whole square. We write that 1 by 2 the whole square. And then plus 4 into secant square 30. So secant 30, for secant you go for cos reciprocal. So cos 30 is how much? Root 3 by 2. So secant will be 2 by root 3. And secant square 30 means 2 by root 3 the whole square. So I write it as 2 by root 3 the whole square minus tan square 45. Tan 45 is 1, tan square 45 is 1 only. Okay. And what do denominator? So sine square 30. So sine square 30 is nothing but sine 30 is 1 by 2. So sine square 30 is 1 by 2 the whole square. And again cos 30. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2. So cos square 30 will be root 3 by 2 the whole square. Put plus root 3 by 2 the whole square. Then it's equal to. Then here 5 into 1 by 2 whole 1 by 2 whole square is 1 by 4. 5 into 1 by 4 is 5 by 4. So we'll write it as 5 by 4 here in the numerator. Then plus. Now 2 by root 3 the whole square is 4 by 3. 4 by 3 into 4 is, it is 16 by 3. So I write it as 16 by 3. And then minus 1. Next one, in the denominator we have 1 by 2. 1 by 4 we have, because 1 by 2 whole square is 1 by 4. Plus root 3 by 2 whole square is, root 3 whole square is 3 and 2 whole square is 4. So I can write it as 3 by 4. Is equal to. Now we need to solve it. Now take the LCM in the numerator. So here the LCM will be 12. 4 into 3 is 12. Directly take it. So we can convert them. So when you want to solve these problems, so just make sure that you convert them into equivalent fraction. So you have 12 in the denominator. I need to 12. I need to take LCM as 12 for the numerator. Okay. So for that, I write it as 12. So now here, let me take this fraction 5 by 4. And in order to make it as 12, you need to multiply both numerator with 3 and denominator with 3. And then here also plus I put sign. And then 16 by 3 I write. So here multiply with 4, both numerator and denominator. And then here for 1, I should multiply both numerator and denominator by 12. So here 1 by 1. 1 I written as 1 by 1. Multiply both numerator and denominator by 12. Now here, what of this one denominator? 1 by 4 plus 3 by 4 will become 1. Okay. Because 1 plus 3 is 4, 4 by 4 is 1. Okay. It's equal to. Now you get it as 5 3s are 15. Okay, 15 by 12. Then you have 16 4 the 64. 64 by 12. And then 1 into 12 by 1 into 12 is 12, 12 by 12. So we can write like this. We write that. So we have 15 by 12 plus 64 by 12 minus 12 by 12. Then we can write the common denominator. So write it as 12. Then numerator I can write like this. 15 plus 64 minus 12. Or it's equal to. So here we get it as 67 by 4. So We get 67 by 2. That's your final answer. Then I go for the second main. Choose the correct option and justify your choice. So I have the first question. 2 tan 30° plus 1 plus tan square 30°. Also, we have the following options, 4 options. So for this, I'm going to take this 2 tan 30° by 1 plus tan square 30°. So now here, what is tan 30? Tan 30 is 1 by root 3. So just wherever tan 30 is, just substitute with 1 by root 3. So now here 2 into tan 30 is 1 by root 3. And again here 1 plus tan square 30 means it is 1 by root 3 the whole square. So first I write equal sign. Write like this. 2 into 1 by root 3 by 1 plus 1 by root 3 the whole square. Okay, it's equal to. Now numerator, you can write it as 2 by root 3. Okay, 2 by root 3, the numerator. And denominator, I can write it as 1 plus 1 by root 3 can be written as 1 by root 3 whole square will become 1 by 3. So I can write as 1 by 3. It's equal to. So numerator will be 2 by 3 as it is. No changes for that. And denominator it becomes 3 plus 1 by 4. 3 plus 1 divided by 4. 3 plus 1 divided by 3. Okay. Or it is equal to 2 root 3 by 4 by 3. So this becomes 2 by root 3 by 4 by 3. That's equal to. So I can write here 2 root 3, just write the numerator. But denominator we're writing, write the reciprocal. So reciprocal will be 3 by 4. So this will be nothing but 2 ones are. So this becomes, now here when you do the cancellation, you should be very careful, I tell you, because when you do like this, 2 ones are 2 twos are you get. 2 ones are 2 twos are. And you get 3 by root 3, 2 root 3. Okay. So we write this 3 by 2 root 3. Now this one further, you can write 3 as root 3 into root 3. So that is the adjustment I make here. So we can write this as root 3 into root 3. And denominator write it as 2 into root 3. 2 into root 3. Now we can cancel off root 3. So let me cancel it. Root 3 is gone. Then what happens here? It will be root 3 by 2. So we'll be getting it as root 3 by 2. But root 3 by 2 is what value? So now here we have the 4 options, right? Sin 60, cos 60, tan 60, sin 30. So what's the value now? Obviously it is sin 60, because sin 30 is half, sin 60 will be root 3 by 2. So it will be sin 60. So that is option A will be your correct answer. So we can take that. So option A is the correct answer. Then I have the next question. So we have 1 minus tan square 45 by 1 plus tan square 45. So just nothing but, now here it will be nothing but 1 minus tan 45 is 1. So 1 square tan 1 square is 1. So again 1 plus 1 denominator we get. So you have like this. So it's equal to. So 1 minus 1 by 1 plus 1 is nothing but equal to 0 by 1. So 0 by 1 is nothing but 0. So that's why the option will be D. So I have the option as D. Next one we have third question. Sin 2a equals 2 sin a is true when a is 1. So here I put a is equal to 30 degree, first option. Let us see. So put a equals 30 degree, we get sin 2 into 0 equals 2 sin 0. And here this means we get sin 0 equals to 2 into 0, or we get, so sin 0 is 0. So that means we get 0 equals to 0. Okay. So that means our option A is correct. So we have option A as correct. Okay. Now, suppose if I put A as 30 degree, we get to sine into 2 of 30 degree equals to 2 sine 30, and sine 2 into 30 is 30, but sine 60 equals to 2 sine 30. So sine 60 is root 3 by 2, and sine 30 is half, so 2 into half, so which is not equal. So we can't take this option. Okay. And we have, so I can say that, so option B is incorrect. So option, can write like this. Option B is incorrect. And then suppose if put A equals 45, we get sine into 2 into 45 equals to 2 into sine 45. So sine 90, so sine 90 is 1 and 2 sine 45. So sine 45 is 1 by root 2. So again, here also this option is wrong. So I can say option C is incorrect. And then we have the one more option, sine 60. So here for this sine 60, for 60 degree, let us take it. We have put A equals 60 degree, we get sine 2 into 60, which is sine 120. 120 I split it as 90 plus 30. So this will be equal to cos 30. This you will be learning in higher classes. Okay, so that's why this option you can eliminate. So cos 30 is root 3 by 2, which is not equal to root 3. So even this option will be incorrect. Okay, so I can write option D is incorrect. We have the next question. 2 tan 30 degree by 1 minus tan square 30 degree. We are given the 4 options. So for this, what is tan 30? Tan 30 is 1 by root 3, and we're going to substitute that. So here we have, so 2 into 1 by root 3, 1 minus tan square 30. So tan square 30 is 1 by root 3, the whole square, which is equal to, now 2 into 1 by root 3, it becomes 2 root 3, 2 by root 3. So, and denominator would be 1 minus 1 by 3. So you get like this, 2 by root 3, 1 minus 1 by root 3 whole square will be 1 by 3 equal to, then you can write it as 2 by root 3, and your cross multiplication we can apply for the denominator, you get 3 minus 1 by 3, which is equal to, then you can write it as 2 by root 3, and denominator you get as 2 by 3, or it's equal to, now you can write the numerator 2 by root 3 into, and here you can write the reciprocal of the denominator, it will be 3 by 2. So 2 cancels. Okay. So you'll be having like 3 by root 3. So 3 by root 3. So this is nothing but 3, you can write it as root 3 into root 3. So I can write this numerator. So here I write it as root 3 into root 3. So here denominator have root 3. Numerator 3 can be written as root 3 into root 3. So 3 gets cancelled. So you'll be left out with root 3. So we can write it here. It's equal to. And what is root 3? Root 3 is nothing but tan 60. So I can write as tan 60 equals to tan 60. So we have option C as the correct answer. So that is option. So options. Then we have the next question. So we have if tan of a plus b equals root 3 and tan of a minus b equals 1 by root 3 and a plus b lies between 0 and 90 degree and a is greater than b, find a and b. Very important question. So first here we need to write down given tan of a plus b is equal to root 3, or this is nothing but I can write it as tan a plus b is equal to tan 60 degree, because tan 60 is nothing but root 3. Okay. Now it means that I can cancel out this tan, or I can remove the tan from both sides. It means that a plus b will be equal to 60 degree. So I can write that one. And I can call it as equation 1. So a plus b is equal to 60 degree, and I will be calling it as equation 1. Then also we have tan of a minus b as 1 by root 3. So we write that also tan of a minus b is equal to 1 by root 3. Now this is nothing but, so here this is nothing but, now here we have tan of a minus b is equal to 1 by root 3. So 1 by root 3 is nothing but how much it will be? Tan 30. So I'm going to write that. So this implies tan of a minus b is equal to tan 30. Now here also I remove that tan from both the sides. So that means we get a minus b is equal to 30 degree. Right, like this, a minus b is equal to 30 degree. For this equation 2. Now we can apply the elimination method. So just adding up both equation 1 and 2. So now here I'm adding 1 and 2. We get, so we have a plus b, a minus b. So here numerator we first write down the LHS part, a plus b and a minus b together, and and the next one on the RHS we write 60 degree and 30 degree. Okay, and then so here b and b gets cancelled. So b and b gets cancelled means we get 2a equals to 90 degree. So write like this, 2a equals 90 degree, or it means that a equals 45 degree. So it means because 90 by 2 you get, so it will be 45 degree. And I wrote that. Okay. Then substituting the value of A in 1 because I need to find out the value of B. So I'm going to put the value of A in 1. We get. Now I have the equation A plus B as 60 degree from equation 1. And I can substitute this A value as 45 degree. So here I put A as 45 degree. And in the next step, I can write it as. So here, write it as. Or B is equal to 60 minus 45. Or is nothing but, or B is equal to 15 degree. So this will be a final answer. So A is equal to 45, B is equal to 15 degree. Then add the next question, fourth line. Go for the fourth line. State whether following are true or false. Justify your answer. I have the first question. So sine of A plus B is equal to sine A plus sine B. Now for this, I just take let us take one small example. So I'm going to, what I do is I'm going to take A as 60 and B as 30 degree. Okay. So what will happen? LHS part. So now we get LHS as sine of A plus B, that is sine 60 plus 30. Sine of 60 plus 30. 60 plus 30 is 90. Sine 90 is nothing but 1. Okay. Now what about the RHS part? If we go for the RHS, we have as, so we have the RHS. Let me show that. So we have sine. So we have RHS equals to sine A plus sine B. That is what given here. And then, so we can substitute these values. So for A, you can put as 60. Okay. So I'm going to put A as 60. And then for sine B, I'm going to write it as sine 30. So I'm going to write it as 30 degree. So this will be nothing but equals to. So sine 60 is nothing but root 3 by 2 plus sine 30 is 1 by 2. This is equal to root 3 plus 1 by 2. So I have answer as root 3 plus 1 by 2. Okay. So now what has happened here? So here LHS is not equal to RHS. So the given statement is false. Okay. Next one, we have the question. The value of sine theta increases as theta increases. So let us take one example. Suppose I have, so we have sine 0 as 0, sine 90 is 1, right? So here what we observe is that as theta increases from 0 to 90, what is the value of, what will be the value, how the value is, whether it is increasing or decreasing. From 0 to 1 means it is increasing. So we can write a statement as theta increases from 0 to 90, the value of sine theta increases from 0 to 1. So the given statement is true. So write the statement. So as theta increases from 0 to 90, the value of sine theta increases from 0 to 1. So the given statement is true. Then I have the next question, third one. So the value of cos theta increases as theta increases. Now for this, I take cos 0 and cos 90. So cos 0 is 1, cos 90 is 0. Okay. And here, if you observe carefully, now theta is increasing from 0 to 90, but what about the value? It is decreasing actually. It is starting from 1 and it's ending with 0. That is, it is decreasing. The value is decreasing. Okay, so I can say that as theta increases from 0 to 90, the value of cos theta decreases from 1 to 0. So the given statement is false. Then I have the fourth question. Sin theta equals cos theta for all values of theta. Now let us, for this also I take one example. Let me take this. So I have consider sin 30 as 1 by 2 and then cos 30 we have root 3 by 2. Okay. Now here we observe clearly that these values are not equal, right? So that's why I can say that given statements are false. So here sin 30 is not equal to cos 30, hence the given statement is false. Then we have the one more question. Cot A is not defined for A equals 0 degree. Now here we take cot 0. So consider cot 0, which is nothing but 1 by tan 0. 1 by tan 0 is 1 by 0. So 1 by 0 is nothing but either you can take it as infinity or it is not defined. Okay. So whenever you give, when I try to do it calculation also in the calculator, you will be getting an error. See, let me show you when you do it using calculator. So here 1 divided by 0, you get it as cannot be divided by 0. So that is undefined. Which is nothing but undefined. So that's it for this session. We'll be meeting with another important topic in our next video. Thank you.